On July 8th, 1992, 33-year-old Darcy Staver was on vacation with her husband, Army Captain Michael Staver, from their home at Fort Lewis, Washington. The two had rented a very small cabin just outside of Glen Allen, which is in Alaska, and they were just up there to enjoy some quality time together, enjoy the peace, quiet, and beautiful nature that state has to offer. As they sat inside the cabin together, enjoying each other's company, all of a sudden they heard the noise of one of the windows of the cabin breaking. And when they look over, they see that now coming through that window is a 150-pound male black bear. Michael, he starts yelling at it, waving his arms, trying to get it to leave. But this does nothing to deter the bear. The bear gets in the cabin and starts coming after them. So they rush outside the door. It's a small, flimsy door. They slam it behind them. And not knowing what else to do, they decide they're going to take refuge on the cabin roof. So Michael, he hoists his wife up before he climbs up on the railing and pulls himself up onto the roof. Now they have a car, but the keys are in the cabin. And this bear is actively now breaking down the door. So they don't think he can get, Michael doesn't think he can get down inside the cabin and get the keys. So this bear, it gets outside again and it starts circling the cabin. It's looking up at him. It makes several attempts to try and climb the cabin walls to get on the roof, but it is unsuccessful. It can't get on the roof. So Michael decides he's going to wait for the bear to go around to the opposite side of the cabin. And when it does, he's going to jump down, run to his neighbor's house, get his neighbor, the rifle, and a truck, and come back and take care of this bear and get his wife out of the situation. And that's exactly what he does. The bear goes to the opposite side of the cabin. He jumps down and runs to his neighbor's house. The bear does not pursue him. He gets his neighbor a rifle and this neighbor's truck, and they come speeding back to help Darcy. But when they get there, Darcy is nowhere to be seen. She's not on the roof anymore. So they work their way around the back of the cabin, and when they do, they are met with an absolutely horrific sight. Darcy is lying on the ground with the bear on top of her, pinning her to the ground. Her stomach has been completely opened up, and the bear's entire face basically is buried inside of her stomach. It's eating her. Now, she is already deceased at this point. They can tell that clearly just by looking at her face. But the neighbor, he raises his rifle, he shoots the bear, killing it in one shot, and then they would contact Alaskan authorities. Alaska State Troopers would come out. They would do an investigation and find that the bear had climbed a spruce tree right next to the cabin to gain access to the roof. When it did, it either chased or knocked her off, and then it began mauling her. She had many defensive wounds, meaning that she put up a good fight, but unfortunately, the nature of those wounds, none of them were fatal except for the one to her stomach, meaning that she was alive, at least for a while, as the bear was consuming her.